Today we learned adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing fractions. Hoy hemos aprendido a sumar, restar, multiplicar y dividir fracciones. First, let's get vocabulary. Primero, hacer el vocabulario. Fraction. A fraction is a part of a whole. And a fraction looks like this. This is 1/3 of a circle. The numerator is the number on top. And it is this number here. The denominator is the number on the bottom. Es un nombre abajo, aquí. Now, we will use our new words to add fractions. Let's say you get a problem like this. Step 1, we get a common denominator. Common means the same. Denominator is the number on the bottom. So first, we move this number over here, and then we move this number over here. Then we multiply the two numbers on the bottom to get the denominator here. Now, we take this fraction, and we multiply the top and the bottom, and we multiply the number on top and the number on the bottom by the same number, this number here. So we multiplicamos el número en la parte superior, aquí, y el número en la parte inferior, aquí, por el mismo número, mismo, no diferente. And then aquí, here, we multiply the numerator by the number here, and we multiply the denominator by the same number. It must be the same number, always. Multiplicamos el número en la parte superior y el número en la parte inferior por el mismo número in both sides. So now we get 15 down here. We multiply these and we get 12. We multiply these and we get 10. And we bring this down here. The number on top here, 12. The number on top here is 10. They all go over the common denominator of 15. And now we just add across. 12 plus 10 gives me 22 over 15. Can I reduce? No, there is no number that goes into 22 and 15. Now you try. 4 over 6 plus 2 over 3 equals what? Step 1, get a common denominator. So the number on the bottom needs to be the same. Necesito mismo. This number goes here. This number goes here. I multiply. I get 18 here. This is the common denominator. I multiply this fraction by the same number on the top and the same number on the bottom. In this fraction, I multiply the same number on the top by the same number on the bottom. Remember, the denominator is 18. The common denominator is 18. I multiply here to get 12. I multiply here to get 12. Now I have this. 12 over 18. 6 times 3 is 18. 6 times 3 is 18. Plus 12 over 18 equals, and now I add across. 12 plus 12 over 18 equals 24 over 18. Can I reduce? C. Divide by 6 here, 6 here. Again, these two numbers must be the same number. And I get 4 over 3. Subtracting fractions is the same. Step 1, we get a common denominator. Then we subtract across. 3, we reduce. Let's try this one here. 4 minus 7, 4 over 7 minus 10 over 1. I put this number over here. I move this number down here. And now I multiply this times this. I get 7. 7 is the common denominator. Now I have 4 over 7 minus 10 over 1 equals this. I multiply this fraction here by the same number on the top and the same number on the bottom. I do the same thing over here. 7 here, 7 here. I multiply, I get 4 and 70. 4 minus 70. If I have a number line here, this is 0. I'm at 4. I want to go 70 times. I end up in negative numbers. I get negative 66 over 7. Can I reduce? No. Multiplying fractions. This is the easiest one. Es muy fácil. Step 1, I multiply across. Step 2, I reduce. How is this different from adding and subtracting? I do not need a common denominator. That is why this es muy fácil. Here we go. In this example, we have 4 over 8 times 6 over 2. Step 1, I multiply across. I do 4 times 6 equals 24. 8 times 2 equals 16. I get 24 over 16. I reduce, remember, this has to be the same number, el mismo número. 24 divided by 8 gives me 3. 16 divided by 8 gives me 2. The answer is 3 over 2. Now we try this one here. Step 1, I multiply across. 3 times 4 gives me 12 in the numerator. I multiply across the bottom. 2 times 5 gives me 10 in the denominator. And now I reduce. I get 6 over 5. Dividing fractions. These are a little bit more difficult. There's just more steps. Step 1. I change the sign to multiplication. So let's say I start with this problem here. I took this part, I got rid of it, and I changed it to multiplication here. Change to multiplication. Cambiar to multiplicación. Step 2, I switch the numerator and denominator of the second fraction. I do not change this one. Solamente esta fracción. Only change this one. So 3 over 6 stays the same. I switch the numerator and the denominator, and I get 2 over 7. Now I multiply across. I get 3 times 2 here gives me 6. I get 6 times 7 here gives me 42. And now I reduce. This has to be the same number here. I get 6 divided by 6 gives me 1. 42 divided by 6 gives me 7. My answer is 1 over 7. Let's try this one down here. 3 over 6 divided by 12 over 4. Step 1. I change the sign to multiplication. I do 3 over 6 times, I got rid of this, 12 over 4. Step 2. The first fraction stays the same. I switch the numerator and denominator of the second fraction, and I get 4 over 12. Step 3, I multiply across. I get 72. Step 4, I reduce. Divide the top by 12, divide the bottom by 12, I get 1/6.